Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Vader Games in the building. You know what it is. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Listen, I'm back with another episode of 115. One question, 50 minutes. 115. You can see what is right there. City will be back fighting at the highest level. I had to update my desktop, which kind of ruined some of my screen details, so I'm going to do it on the fly. But thank you, each and every one of you, for being a part of the show. Please hit that like button. Subscribe if you happen to be new. If you're watching it live and you're new, subscribe. You're here. You got the notification or you stumbled upon the channel. Thank you so very much. If you're coming and you're watching this on a replay, hey, be a part of the show, post-show. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think of the show. Let me know what you think of the topics, as well as some of the other things that we will be discussing later in the season. I got a few things they're on my mind. Sometimes depending on time, I don't get a chance to really get to it, but you have a say. You have a say on what gets talked about. You have a say on where the show goes. And what I like to do each and every show, and I do this, first things first, my peoples come first. My people, those that are here, no longer here, thought of and remembered. I got to shout out the very first in the comments. You know what I mean? That person that's like, yo, Vader, we're here. Where's the show at? Let's go. Let's get it popping. And this week, or this show, I should say, because this is my second show this week, we've got Royale in the building. Yo, what a do, Royale. What a do. Thank you for being first in the mix, first with the comment. It does. Honestly, it means a lot when I got people that are showing their support, and showing their support is being a view, being a comment, being a like. It's much appreciated. The girl RK. The girl RK. Good looking out. Thank you for being here. We got a conversation today. Martin's in the building. The ops. Martin's in the building. He goes, Vader playing no game. Nah. My first name's Vader, last name Games, but I ain't playing no games right now. And I need to go and put this on screen to have the proper conversation, because we're gonna get into it. Also, and I have to do this because support comes in a lot of different forms, a lot of different ways. Obviously, my channel, in terms of numbers, subscriptions, even the number of videos I post, it's not like some other content creators, obviously. And I'm hesitant to label myself as a content creator, because I really don't look at it as, oh, let me frame it this way because this is how I'm trying to get to a certain audience. I don't really take that approach. It's like, you know what vibes do I like? What do I mess around with? What actually works within my time allotment? And what do I want unique? You tune into the channel. Okay, topics on the side. It's pretty unique. We don't really see it. All right. Obviously, I think this is the third season now. I got my kits up. Now, I didn't get the sky blue one. The collar was kind of nice, but I still preferred last season. Preferred the one previous to that. But those other two, right? Paul Dickoff. That maroon, I had to cop that. So I do a few things unique, and obviously the timer with regards to keep myself on point, because I need to be on point. Now, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the support, Martin, as well as the girl RK, Royale in the building, and look who's here. Look who's here. Solomon's in the building. You know what? Solomon and I kind of have our disagreements at times. Maybe he doesn't like my certain takes, but I appreciate the support on the channel nonetheless. And listen, trying to do better at not blushing every time I introduce this supporter of the channel, amazing fan of Manchester City. My gal Rose is in the building. She happens to say, hey, my Vader, I have a feeling we will be there. I love this wonderful club. I hope so, Rose. I hope so. But we're gonna tackle a few things first. Let me pull this up first. Let me make sure I got that. And because we're gonna have the convo. Let me go to my bookmarks. Let me make sure my audio is off. Full screen it. Audio should be off. Why not? It's weird. Turn that off. Go. All right, cool. And there it is on the screen. Okay. Now, Let me start the clock as well. Actually, you know what? Let me get through all the comments before I go, because I'm going to be in full flow, and I'm going to want to jump from comments. So let me not get behind on the comments right now. Martin goes, I'm not an op when it comes to backing YouTube people I like and respect. Martin, I actually very much appreciate that. Very much appreciate that. And speaking of ops, which you aren't when it comes down to supporting the channel, let me post this in the group chats, because I need to do a better job of that. I'm actually very poor on doing that. You all can do the same as well. You can post that in your group chats and stuff like that, because I am live. Let me see. Share. All right, bear with me. Boom, boom. Yeah, we out here. All right. I forgot to add a comment. All right. Okay, please support if you can. Now, where am I going to be? Okay. If you haven't noticed on the timeline, Manchester City released basically the annual reports, right? But what I love, let me say this, and I had the chance to say this, and large up Martin for being in the mix, Solomon obviously, and we got more in the building. I spoke about my gal, but we got more. He goes, "Hey, what's up? Listen, B's chilling. B is chilling until Sunday." Until Sunday, that's when the stress is going to be there. That's when you might look a little closer and you'll see some more additional platinums. But I have to talk about something positive, right? Your day can't be all doom and gloom. It can't be all negative, right? You have to see the silver lining. You have to see the glass half full at times. You have to look at what's good and bad, because that's where you can see where things can improve. Now, as you can see right here, this is going to play out, but I'm going to show you no sound, couple stills with regards to why I'm confidently saying why City will be back fighting at the highest level. All right, we're down bad right now, City fans. Of course, everybody's taking their shots at us. They've had to wait, right? We've won 6 out of 7. They've kind of had to wait 7 years before they can take these shots, right? Pep's done a madness 4 in a row. Now that it's 5, trying to go for that 5-peat, we've stumbled. 4th in the league, 2 points off Arsenal. Looks like Liverpool are about to run away with it. Looks like the couple years of investing, heavy investing, right? The couple years of heavy investing from Chelsea is looking to pay off. We are stumbling right now. Arsenal, always ready to strike. Always saying, you know what? First year was kind of like a lucky. No one expected Arsenal to be challenging. All right. Let it for 93% of the season, but they fell off. We kind of give them a bly. Second season's kind of like, listen, all right, you learn from the last, should be challenging. They took Manchester City to the final day, 2 points difference. Now, for them, it obviously with the last 2 seasons, they're looking to win it. Liverpool, as poor as they quote unquote performed or fell off last season from title chasing, they were still a very good squad. You just had a manager in Klopp who was tired. You had a manager in Klopp who was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't have it in me. And on another show, because I'm going to be respectful of the time, on another show, I'll explain why Klopp and his exit and his I'm tired, I can't do this anymore. And Liverpool fans, you're going to want to earmuff this. So let me do this properly. Liverpool fans.
Max, can you earmuff it for me? We are going to get so.
All right, so cover your ears up, Liverpool fans. The reason why Klopp was tired and didn't want to do it anymore, yes, it was the fighting versus Manchester City. Yes, it was the fight versus Pep that was grueling, tiring. But what really got him out, what was really like, yo, I can't deal with this, I'm not young enough to do this fight anymore, was being embarrassed, being humbled, was being humbled by an Arsenal and a novice manager in Arteta. Imagine a club that you refer to as your side chicks for 2 years straight beat you. Klopp was like, This Arteta guy's challenging me now? This Arteta is showing me up? Nah, I'm tired. I'm out of here. I'm out of here before someone else embarrasses me. That's really what the gist was. So as much as I can take credit as Manchester City and Pep doing the madness against him, honestly, the straw that broke the camel's back, that final nail in the coffin, that I can accept losing to you, but I can't accept losing to you, was Arsenal and Arteta. Martin, that's one you can run with. That's one that Arsenal fans can actually run with, and I'm cool with. Say you ran Klopp out of the league, I'm with it. I'm with it. Large up. Don't lie. What do you mean don't lie? What am I lying about? What am I lying about? King, you know what it is. You know what it is. Big up Vader in chat. Absolutely. This Arteta bum. He's like, this Arteta guy he's beating me. He's challenging for the league. Nah, this can't have it. Can't have it. Pep misses Arteta at City as an assistant. What? Maybe a little bit. Maybe some of the creativity, some of the, hey, how can you maybe get a little more out of this player? But that's a conversation for another time. Let's stay on topic. Why City will be back fighting at the highest level. Let's start the clock on this bad boy. Let's start the clock on it. Keep it sharp. All right. Keep me honest to it. Now, hopefully you can see it. Hopefully it's I didn't want to take myself off screen because obviously there's a conversation between y'all and me. But here we go. If you've been living under a rock today, if you haven't been on the timeline, if it hasn't come across your Twitter, X, Instagram, or YouTube, it's probably because you're not consuming enough City content. So thank you for being here. Thank you. Subscribe. You want to get your fix on the ins and outs, to know what's going on with regards to Manchester City. Link up with your boy. All right. But Manchester City, little Manchester City. Let me move this as well. Let me show you. Let me show you guys. Manchester City, highest ever revenue. Highest ever revenue. Listen, what makes the world go round? What do they tell you makes the world go round? Dinero. Dollars. Bills. Money. Moolah. Manchester City, highest ever revenue. This is one reason. It's early. We got a conversation, another 13 minutes of this. Another reason why I'm confident Manchester City will be back fighting at the highest level. Because what has every great club shown us? What did Arsenal show us back in a day, back in the 1930s? What did Liverpool show us? What did United show us? When there's money, there's winning. What did Chelsea? Never wanted Chelsea at the table, right? The Red Cartel never wanted Chelsea at the table. Why? Because when they saw they got that money, they knew they were going to be a problem. Revenue's going to fix this. Revenue's fixed it for everybody. Manchester City, record revenue? Think about it. Record revenue? Listen, guys, I know Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans, United fans, Chelsea fans, Spurs fans, all of you, take your shots now. It's okay. I got thick skin. I'm all right. Take your shots now. I'm confident that the club's going to get back. I'm confident that they're going to be able to obviously take some of what they've invested that's aged out and replenish like every club does, right? We just so happen to have to do it now after a four-peat, after a fall-off. But did Liverpool not have a fall-off not too long ago where they were playing in Europa? Where they actually invested in a Darwin Núñez, a Luis Diaz, right? Didn't they invest and still kind of fell off? And then the following year, didn't they invest again in the midfield with McAllister? Right? With Endo? With Gakpo? Right? Szoboszlai? So there's been investment. They had the fall off. Our investment the last two seasons definitely should be in question, but I think a large portion of it has to do with things that were invested in. Things that were invested. I'm not taking shots. I'm just reminding. No shots, Martin. I'm just reminding. This record revenue is absolutely amazing, but we got to look Again, this isn't CIA. CIA, I go into the fine print. Me and my other city fans are the other city agents. We go in depth, intelligent, not lazy narratives, not lazy agendas. We actually do our homework. You got to look at the fine print, and maybe it's not showing up very well, but look, the revenue increased by 2.2 million. 2.2 million. This, okay, highest revenue that we've reached. But now when we look at profits, you look at the profits and you see 73.8. I believe this is all euros. Yeah, 73.8 million. That's not a lot in terms of profits, right? Many pundits look at Simon Jordan. He talks about how football is getting to a point where it's unsustainable. You can't actually have a football business and generate profits. It's almost at a no loss. You're trying to just perform at a no loss. But a large part of that, in my opinion, and I'm not digging in the weeds just yet. This report just came out. But I think it's also has to do with a lot that's being invested. The infrastructure, the campus, the larger stadium, larger stands, the restaurants, the hotels, right? I think a large part of that is why that profit number is so low. But at the same time, that shouldn't be overly concerning because many, and yes, before you guys kill me in the comments, I know it's not a startup, but many startups don't quite have the profitability just yet because they're reinvesting in the business. Amazon, for a good portion, all right, kept taking what would have been seen as profits and putting it back into R&D, research and development, reinvesting. It doesn't look very profitable, doesn't look like a good business to go in because you look at it, where's the profits at? Why would I want to invest and get into this? But you got to think long term. And I think Manchester City, with the long term vision, is why the profits don't look where they should be. And at the same time, why the transfer window was a little light the last 2 years, right? The 115 over our heads, expanding the stadium, the hotel, entertainment center, right? Not only that, but also improving the grounds for the academy and with regards to the women's game. A lot goes into this. And again, another reason why I'm calm. Yeah, there's some other fans, some other rivals. Look at the United fans crying all the time. They're crying. Oh, where's my United? I remember when they were doing this. I remember when we had this level of players. Your place is a swamp. Your place is rat infested, leaky roof. Some of the spending that you expect should be on the players has to be done on the infrastructure. I think Manchester City have done this, and this is why in the future we're going to be back fighting. We're good. Let's go. Let's go. Let's look at what else was shared in this report. And I love that they shared the report in terms of a video, less than 2 minutes, because again, this era, right? Everybody in this era, they're so like, oh, I'm too busy. All right, I don't have time to read. Right, I don't have time to sit down and read something. Give it to me. Let me understand it. TikTok it for me. TikTok it so I can comprehend it. So they put a little 2-minute video of the highlights, of the gist of it. Visual imagery for those that you need to see it, as well as print for you guys to read it. But look. Not only that, let me speak on this. And it probably won't show up very well. Maybe I can get a different still. Yeah, actually this one shows up better. Matchday revenue 75.6 million. Matchday revenue. And again, I know there's a lot of issues with regards to the fan base, local fans, attending fans, with regards to the ticket prices, but this number is pretty low. And I'll do my homework with regards to the other clubs, but this number is pretty low. And obviously it's not the substantial chunk of where the revenue comes from, with it being Matchday, because when you compare it to broadcasting revenue, which I help contribute to as a international fan watching over the broadcast, that's at 294.7 million. Commercial revenue, which is another issue, by the way, because of this whole APT trying to question some of our associated party transactions. That's hindered that number, in my opinion, as well. Why Manchester City had to sue the EPL, and why maybe the profits aren't at the level that they should be, because all the suing costs money. But you look at the commercial revenue at 344.7 million. This is This is what makes the world go round. This money makes the world go round. I think we Manchester City fans, ops, you're not gonna like this. Maybe you want to earmuff this, but ops, you see how we're a healthy club. We're a healthy club. We've got the opportunity to bounce back and challenge, and don't let any rival tell you that you're buying the league. Look at when they were winning. Look at how they were spending. Let me go to the comments. More in the building. More goes, it's Tiki's fault. Refuse to splash and refresh the aging player until the need. Until the need after crawling in the mud. Yeah, I hear it. Now, I'm not saying that there's no blame. There's obviously blame, but there's understanding. There's reasoning. There's context. There's a situation. Because we, Manchester City, aren't the first to have fallen off after a successive run. Look at the Uniteds, look at the Liverpools, look at the Arsenals, look at the Chelseas. Right? There is that fall off. You want to go back, look at the Leeds. You want to go, like, it happens. But it's about how do you reset and get back to it. Solomon in the building, he goes, City have the 5th highest match day revenue in the EPL. City have the 5th highest. If you look at the size of attendees in terms of capacity, our percentage in terms of attendance is great. I think there's a cost of living that's challenging many people. So my hope, my understanding was hopefully they were just going to extend the stands to obviously have more butts in the seats and maybe keep that ticket price a little low. But with success comes some challenges, and with success, which we are seeing, with success, we are seeing a fan base demanding more success on the pitch, and to have success on the pitch, you need the quality of players. Quality of players cost money. It's got to come from somewhere. Dre P goes, City's owners proved and forged a reputation of excellence. 100%. And I'm sure that they want to go and continue to maintain it. And that's where it's at. My brother, who unfairly gets attacked. I'm not going to name the names of the attackers, but keep doing your thing, my guy. Keep doing your thing. They don't like to see you shining. So they're always going to tear you down. Big up, bro. Big game over the weekend. Yeah, trust me. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it. Large up. And please, if you haven't, subscribe to Football Carnage. Great channel over there. Great energy. Now, I talked about the match day revenue, broadcasting revenue. Let me also share a few things that may not have known. This. Manchester City remained. That means we were and still are, right? The league's most valued football club. The brand, the commercial brand. That used to be that used to be United's title. My bad. That was United's title. They're definitely a commercial club. But Omar Barada, while he was here, understood that, yeah, you want to be commercially successful, but being commercially successful means nothing. Spurs. Being commercially successful means nothing. Spurs, unless you got the trophies. Omar Barada understood that. You got to be winning financially to be able to be sustainable, to be able to grow the club, to be able to do some of the things you want to do. And you got to bring trophies to have those moments, the emotions, the success, the armpits being shown. You got to have those. Omar Barada is over at Manchester United to attempt to do the same thing. I believe he gave them a date of 2026, I believe. Maybe it's 2027. So hopefully United fans will remain patient and know that return success will happen in 2026, 2027. But we remain, and we've actually increased. We've increased that value from a club standpoint, 7%. So now we're at 1.4 billion. I might not show up pretty well on the camera, but 1.4 billion. Look, this is why when you got some City fans that are kind of like, calm, you know what? It's a down year. It's tough. Are we expected to win every year? Are we expected to win 5 in a row? Are we expected to have an off year and then go back and win Champions League? No, we don't have the right to do that. And fans that talk like that, you're spoiled brats. Where's your bottle? Where's your mommy burping your back because you're upset? You got indigestion. There's no demand. There's no expectations. Your club needs to compete, and sometimes the approach is going to be different than so-and-so's club that's doing it another way or at a different phase with regards to how they've invested. I'm confident we're going to be back. I'm confident we're going to be back because of what we're doing from a club management standpoint. Do I need to remind you guys of this? I mean, my Blues, we love hearing it. So we actually, that's how we say hi to everybody. We don't say hi like this. You know, most people wave like this. Most people wave with their hand open like that. No, City fans, we wave like this. Yo, what up? That's how we wave. So, first men's team ever to win the Prem 4 times in a row. Love it. Love saying that. Shout out to my peoples in the chat. Pep will be giving the green light to spend heavily in the new year after raising more than $250 million in player sales in the last 2 years. City's priority is to sign a dominant DM to fill. It's true. We're going to be in the market. We have to be. And you know what? Going into the market, and I see that the timer's running up. We're gonna continue this show. We're gonna continue the conversation. We're gonna be in the market, and we're gonna find that player that understands. We think you're one of the best DMs. Come play that role over at Manchester City, and we also think you have a chance to compete and challenge Roger. Yes, I know he's a Ballon d'Or winner. Yes, I know he's crazy like that. He's nice, but we think the combination of the two, maybe playing in tandem, could be some excellent football. So we're looking for that player. I'm confident that City are going to find him. 4 in a row. That's how we say hi. Look, John Stones is saying, he's just saying hi to his peeps. That's how we say hi to our peeps. I show up on a City channel. I'm like, yo, what up? People try to take shots at my club. I go, really? I don't give them the finger. I give them the 4. I don't give them the finger. I give them the 4. That's what we do. Now, this was amazing to me. This was fun times. This was amazing. To win, and I see you in the chat. I'll get to you, my girl. To win FIFA Club World Cup. Tense too, because it took us away. Arsenal fans are going to like this, but it took us away, and it kind of put some games in hand where we were a little concerned that it'd be difficult to kind of stay within the chase. But to deal with the Club World Cup and to also deal with the Super Cup and to come back winning it was huge. Winning both of them was absolutely amazing. It's like trophies where, and like no lie, trophies where you're like, I didn't think it was ever going to happen. Like there's one thing for some that said, oh, I always expected us to win the Champions League. That wasn't me. I was like, you know what? It might be like Pep's last year for when we might win it. Like just a perfect moment. And in all honesty, the trouble season was a perfect moment. But we won that in this year, and financially you can also see why winning leads to more winning and why you get financial success after winning. This might be unknown to some of you. Let me take this comment off the screen, and actually let me shout out my girl. My girl DC is in the building. She goes, big up Vader, my Canadian neighbor. Absolutely. Just a little north. Big up chat. Showing some love to the chat. Please hit the like button and subscribe. Please do so. Listen, you know what? Actually, do I have that open? Damn, I don't think I have it open. But we're getting close to 900. If you know a football YouTuber, you know, someone that likes to consume their football content, they check out YouTube, send them my channel. Tell them, hey, get this guy. Even if I happen to be an op, get this guy to 900. Would be amazing. So thanks so very much. Now you may not have known this, but first football club to simultaneous. That's a big word. Simultaneous, all at the same time, right? First club to hold the Prem, the Champs, the FA, the World Cup, FIFA World Cup, as well as the Super Cup. The first. And when you think of the clubs, before us, right? You think of a Sir Alex Ferguson, Manchester United. And obviously, United fans are quick to tell you about their whole history and everything that they've done, right? They weren't able to do what we did. When you think of Liverpool, Liverpool, United, probably most storied clubs in England. As great as they've been, as much as they've been able to do, they weren't able to do it. Little old city. And this is inspiring for any clubs. Even Chelsea weren't able to do it. This is inspiring for any club, right? There's the first club to do it, and obviously that means other clubs can moving forward. All right, let's see what else was shared in this report. I absolutely love it. Oh man, this moment. Y'all remember where you were? I remember where I was. Listen, I'm a father of two. I was taking my son to track practice when it was announced, and I jumped on Professor Hamza's channel. A few of us were all over there celebrating. I had to take myself off camera. Ballon d'Or winning moment. And you know what? Let me also say this. Because I know there's a lot of banter, there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of jokes and things like that happen, right? When you're speaking of your club based off of what they did before you were a fan, it's great. Like obviously have pride in that. Because obviously you didn't choose to like the club because of that, or maybe some of you did, who knows? But there's most likely something more organic, like more raw in terms of in the moment why you became a fan. And if you weren't able to witness something like that afterwards, that's unfortunate. It'll happen down the road. But to be able to witness things like this, like the trouble, the trophies that have never been won, a first time ever Ballon d'Or, and it's your player, right? A player you've encouraged, a player you saw take some heat because it was questioned that he wasn't going to be good enough to replace a Fernandinho, to then become so intricate, so vital of a player. And you see the state that we're in this year, but to see a player like that win the Ballon d'Or, like, yo, that was hugely emotional, and it's something that you want success for the players at your club. But I remember driving to the game, driving to the practice, and just the news, and I was like, yo, please don't let this be some type of trolling fake account, you know what I mean, all that kind of stuff. Because if you remember, everything was saying, oh, Vinny had won it, and then it was like, oh no, Vinny's not going. Hugely incredible. But yeah, this season, 2023-2024 Ballon d'Or winner Rodri, well deserved. Now, this is something which obviously feeds into why we've been financially successful as well, because of some of the sales, players through our academy, players that have been sent on loan or final sale, huge. And again, this past season, 2023-2024, 4 academy players made senior debuts for the first team. 4. So when you have performances like that, and when you have some of the players that we've sent, we've obviously sold. The largest one we keep getting reminded of because Chelsea fans think that it's something to take shots at. But Cole Palmer, Lavia, we see Delap doing this thing right now. We take huge pride in that. Huge pride in the players that have come through our system and played first team for us. The women's program, and I'll get to the comments. I see you. The women's program is trying to match. I think they're going to get to a point where they're going to be pushing the men's in terms of that success rate. But you look at how they were able to finish. They were able to finish second last season. And I so wanted that. I so wanted them to win it. And we've got some stars obviously, the Caribbean side of me is very, very happy for Shaw. But the club's doing well. The club's doing well on all levels. Men's, women's, only missed out on the title by goal differential, and obviously the academy, which is a little bit of a down year. They call it the women's qualified for Champions League. 14 consecutive games that are a win. That's what I mean, like pushing the men's program, first team, like those number of wins. To imagine the back and forth, and the fact that the campus is all like encompassed together. So yeah, obviously the facilities are slightly different, but it's one campus coming across the women's program, talking some trash, encouraging. That's what's going to happen. I definitely see that moving forward, which is a joint record. So that 14 games win streak was a joint record in the Women's Super League. Celebrated now 10 years as a professional team, which is great for the sport. Great for examples for my little girl who's hoping to get into, well, who knows what she's going to get into. But it's great to see examples like that. Let me get to the comments. My gal in the building. Rose goes, Vader, you're slowly mending my broken heart. In what way? I believe we will definitely be back now. Yeah, Rose, it may not be short term in terms of this year. It may not be like Liverpool slip. It may not be Liverpool slip. It may not be, us getting past Arsenal and Chelsea. May just us just like steadying the ship. But to believe that we're going to remain like this, to believe that this is going to be next season, which would be 2025, 2026 season, nah. So let's look at all the amazing things that are happening off the pitch, in the background, with the board, with the execs, right? With the culture, with the high performance culture. I'm not even going to say winning culture, because winning is a byproduct. You want to put in the high performance, the well-planned. You want to have things set up for success. The winning comes after. So I'm all with it. I'm with it. And if I can help mend your broken heart, I'm with it. Let me talk about, actually, more in the building. More goes, which holding midfielder could land to the Etihad soon? Bruno G is very talked about. Zubimendi, yes, although they're trying to say that he does want to move, but he wanted to move because he was entertaining before. Who knows? I think there's a lot of speculation that these players don't want to come because they think they're going to be complete second fiddle to Rodri. I don't think so. I really disagree. I think when you look at the aging within our midfield, right? When you look at the possibility of a Bernardo Silva moving on, a KDB possibly moving on, you got Kovacic, and I know his contract, I think, expires in 2026, and even a Gunnigan is a 1+1. When you look at the age of these players, anyone we sign and come through should know that they will be able to compete and get their spots. You mentioned some great names, I think, more, and I'm going to make sure I revisit this because the list is long, because we need help. We need help from anybody. We honestly do. We need capable, healthy. We need healthy midfielders, not players that are often at risk with injury. Sean C in the building. Hi, Vader. City will be back, my friend. Yeah, I'm with you. Keep the faith, people. Investment incoming. Yeah. And don't let them try to talk about this investment, this spending as a dig, as a slight, as a disrespect. Nah. Look, all of them have been spending. Now I want to talk about this because this actually, listen, if it weren't for this, I wouldn't be able to watch my games. I'd have to rely on radio, or I'd have to look at an app, right? But look at this global TV audience of 694 million. Most watched football club. Don't let them fool you. Don't let the red cartels talk about. Don't let Arsenal tell you that they're the most watched. Don't let Liverpool tell you that they're the most watched. Do not let United tell you that they're most watched. Definitely, we know Chelsea aren't the most watched. But when it comes down to most watched football club in the world, and for 2 years in a row, Manchester City. You know why? Because of our style of football. You know why? Because of the players and how they play. You know why? Because of how entertaining, the amount of goals we put up, our style of play, our beautiful sky blue. Listen, there's so much that's just attractive about Manchester City, right? 2 years in a row. Most watched football club. Don't let all the rivals, definitely don't let the Red Cartel tell you something different. It's us. It's us. All right. Yo, I can't lie. I was flexing this. The Together Trouble, the documentary that Manchester City did, right? They had the little behind the scenes coverage of the season, of the pursuit for the trouble. You know what I mean? When we did that, and I know I'm way over time, and I'll get into it. I want to make sure that this show stays pretty concise. But when we did all that, guess what? Netflix came knocking. They're like, hey, we'll buy that off you guys. Let's put that on Netflix. City produced Together Trouble winners acquired by Netflix. And you want to know what the numbers are? Maybe that'll show up a little better. Look at the numbers. Globally on Netflix, ranked 10th. Ranked 10th globally watched. Absolutely amazing. And where is it? I believe it was number 4. It was number 4 in the UK. Number 4 in the UK. Oh, Laporte. Miss you, man. Wish you all the best. Number 4 in the UK. Look at that. I won't even tell you. I think maybe they do. Do they share how much Netflix bought it for? No, they didn't. Netflix bought it. So, I mean, I think that probably helped with the profit line as well. Netflix bought the documentary off us. So, another thing, good business. Now, in this day and age, in this era, it's not just radio and print, right? It's not just TV. We got what's social media, all the platforms. We're the most viewed. Most video views in the Prem. Let that sink in, though. Because, rivals are quick to say no one cares about City. No one watches City. If City were to leave the league would do just fine. Well, okay, but that says it for every other club. If any club left a league that had 19 other teams, it would still move on. It would still go on. But to say that City aren't relevant, say that City aren't one of the top shatas, you can't do that anymore. Most video views in the Prem League, 10 billion across all the platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, YouTube, TikTok. It's us. And that's why we're not going to let things fall off. We know the interest. We know how brands, we know how companies, we know how partnerships will want to develop with the most viewed club globally. Because I don't happen to have a certified Twitter X account, but we all know on how everything is monetized. Every view, engagement, interaction, it's monetized. There's business there. The most viewed, listen. Reason why to be confident we're going to be back. Take a step back, look at things. At the end of the day, you know what makes the world go round. But amazing numbers on these platforms, continued success. 16,000 partnership engagements in the greater Manchester through the city and community. So the impact, the giving back, right? The exposing the sport and exposing future opportunities, future careers, a life beyond what may be limiting some young people. The engagement's absolutely huge, and the fact that they touch so many is amazing. Great to see, and that keeps that's involvement from the players as well, not just the staff. Now, this is the one that's a little triggering, right? It's a little triggering, but let's all relax a little bit, because sometimes you got to invest in the short term to profit in the long term. You got to invest in the short term, profit in the long term. Significant progress made on a 300 million entertainment destination. All right, so you gotta invest in it. You got to invest in it. Maybe it's preventing one or two signings. Maybe it's the reason why we weren't splashing like we should have in some of the transfer windows. Maybe it's why Tiki was like, listen, I'm gonna take that hit. You guys can talk about me. I'm gonna be gone. You can say it's my fault, but this investment, short term for the long term, we can see what it can amount to. We can see what it can lead to, and it leads to continued future winning. Don't get triggered with the captain raising the trophy right now. All right, this is the winning. Prem, look at the trophies. Fireworks, Manchester, 4 in a row. Now, I had to break this down because I had to talk about it. Those in the comments, my gal Rose also saying, you know what, can see the positivity, can see why things are going to improve, why a large portion of the fan base are pretty calm with it. Yeah, there's going to be some reactions. They're going to be like, I don't even want any type of problems. Why couldn't this have been prevented? But sometimes, what is it? Sometimes you got to break some eggs. This fall off, this drop is like, we got to break some eggs. We got to be reminded. We got to take a little humbling and being like, you know what? Yeah, maybe you can do it on a shoestring squad or pushing the envelope a little with the tires that have collected a lot of miles or kilometers. Eventually, they're gonna catch a hold. They're gonna be worn. They're gonna be done. Some of these players, the injuries have kind of crept up a little too frequently because the age of it. I'm confident that the club's going to find the right mix. I'm confident that they will. Now, in my Twitter X post, and if you're not following me on Twitter X, please just type in Vader Games. So follow me, please. You'll know when I'm posting shows, or you know where some of the conversation is going to go. But there's no avoiding it. And did I start the comment? I may not have started. But I was asked about the big game coming up. The big game coming up on the weekend versus Manchester United, the derby. Yeah, Will asked me, Football Carnage asked me about the big game. It's huge. Now, it's Friday. I want to actually do a proper, or I'll probably end up doing several previews tomorrow. I know I'm going to end up talking about it on Egal's channel. Actually, I'm going to be linking up with Sophia, a United fan. We've had some great conversations. It's going to be very civil. It's going to be about the football, right? So tune in and catch me on that one. Now, with regards to this game, Pep's challenged again. Pep's challenged again with who he's going to select player-wise. Because we got no Rico. And I actually don't I guess I do understand, because it was a second yellow, and you can't dispute a second yellow. If it was a red, you can dispute the red given. So we're kind of screwed based off of how you can review calls and stuff like that. But we got no Rico, so therefore my gut is telling me in this preview, which is going to be an up and down game. It is going to be an up and down game in terms of, we have possession. We're going to get to their final third. Whether we do a lot direct is another question. But I think we're going to be creating a lot of chances, and we're going to be taking our shots. I think we are going to be testing Onana. That being said, if Onana makes some clean saves, if it happens to be maybe some loss of possession, they are going to look to counter the heck out of us. Understandably so, right? They want to catch us on the transition. They want to catch us a little disorganized. They want to maybe see defensively whether we're going to make some mistakes, because I think our back line is going to consist of Walker, Diaz, maybe QC, and Gavardio out wide. I think we might be looking at something like that. Or one of the players come back from injury, like in Akanji. I don't know. Stones, I don't know what Stones' timeline is. But that back line is the most concerning. Midfield, I think it's going to be what it's going to be. The physicality of United is actually going to worry me. Physicality of a Menu, physicality of a Casemiro. I'm not looking forward to that at all. But attack, I think we have. I mean, we got Haaland. We just need to look and give him those passes. We got Haaland. We need to look and get him the pass. And I think Doku's gonna. I think Doku will cook. I think KDB will probably look to do his thing. So it's gonna be a great game. But in-depth breakdown, like in-depth, my 11, what I think United's 11 is gonna be, we're gonna do that. So please remain subscribed to this channel. Follow me on Twitter X. If you're watching this on the replay, please hit a like, drop a comment, even if it's not live. Let me know that you caught the show. And if you can do me a favor, it's a request, please. If you're watching this on the rerun, please, and if you happen to watch this and like it, and you hit the like button, in your comment, can you please tell me what like you were? Were you the 15th like? Were you the 20th like? Please let me know in the comments. I'm doing a little experiment. All right, but I hope you enjoyed the show. 115, one question, 15 minutes. Obviously, I love to speak. I love to interact with you guys. I love the conversation. I'm going to do a preview all throughout Saturday. So you might see me in several places. And then obviously the aftermath on Sunday. It's gonna be crazy. I just don't want to draw. I don't want to draw. Nah. Don't want to draw. I want to beat these guys. United. What are they? They're 13th. They're bummy. I want Pep to get that revenge versus Amarin. I know Amarin won while he was over at Sporting. I need that. But I'm Vader Games. I'm going to shut it down. Please, thank you so very much. I see Solomon in the building. Says, big up, Vader. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for your comments. Those of you still here, hit that like button. I've got an intro. I'm going to be updating it, actually, because the feedback's been great. It's a cool reminder to kind of see what my thought process was, or some of my line of thinking was throughout some previous shows with regards to the 115. But why City will be back fighting at the highest level. City fans, be calm with it. Rival fans, take your shots now. Take your shots now as often as you can, because it won't be long before you won't be able to do it anymore. And obviously, these topics right here, I will be addressing. 115, one question, 15 minutes. I'm Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV. Newest episode of 115. Why City will be back fighting at the highest level. Highest record revenue. Manchester City, 71.5 million. All right, I'm Vader Games, and I'm out of here. Bless.